Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is an exclusive property development collaborative for the Upland Metaverse. If you're a bigger picture and loyal team player who has a great sense of humour and is looking to get more engaged in a diverse and experienced team, you can help us and we can help you. Contact Morecheese or Ben68 for more information. Warning, all opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved.
The UDU, Upland Development United, installed their neighborhood nodes throughout the entirety of Upland. Their reach was unmatched.
Now, with the UDU team meetings, we always used to start off with a bit of a wine of the week and a win of the week. Now, this week I put the wine of the week up as the changes that were made to Riot Mode, which got a few people's noses out of joint because it seemed like no matter what they tried to do in Chicago, they just could not get it to activate Riot Mode. I didn't play around in Chicago myself. Anybody else have a play? I know
for like an event
for the Spark Week, like the whole point of, people building treasure maps and that sort of stuff. People have spent tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of UpX, millions even, building these treasure maps specifically to hunt in Spark Week. And, I think, did Riot Mode in Chicago get increased? It had to be 45 active hunters before Riot Mode would trigger. Whereas San Francisco was 15 or something, they dropped it. So
so we have he's still on. So Biggs actually did an event there this past weekend where he was giving away a lot of his properties so that people can come over and kind of create that Riot Mode.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. He gave away a few properties. Mossy was there. Goldsmith was there. I couldn't go. I was a slave to Queens. I was stuck in Queens where like I'm relying on my dividends right now, where every time like I kind of claim money, I buy a property. I claim money, I buy a property until I have about at least one property in each place just to get like a toe in there. So I wasn't able to go because I was always broke. But I heard it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, but even that, like they set up that system to try and activate, to keep Riot Mode activated in Chicago, but even that, it wasn't successful. I don't think. So pretty frustrating. I think Bocchio got, well over 10 chests, but because Riot Mode was never active, you're missing out on that massive boost that you get with it. So we'll see how we go. We know these things are in beta. Maybe they'll adjust the numbers. I know Bocchio submitted a lot of feedback as to potential changes that could be made to the system. So hopefully the team takes some of that feedback on board. Win of the week. I think that's got to be the Spark login bonus, doesn't it? That kind of, the entire community can benefit from that. So I think that's a pretty big win.
I like the fact that they made it every 7 days.
Yeah.
So like, I was afraid it was going to be every day because I'm like we want the value of the Spark to be high, and you can't just be giving stuff out willy-nilly. So if somebody logs in for 7 days straight, they deserve a something or whatnot. Yeah. And it's really good for the new players that really don't have. And I heard that it's random.
Yes.
It's not going to be set. Like, I don't know if I might be wrong.
Yeah, it's not random. It can be changed. Like this week is 0.01 spark, where they might have special events where it's going to be 0.1 spark or something. So right. It's not random, but it is kind of set. Now this always happens when we do a win of the week. It always ends up into a wine for some reason. Now I just remembered as you were talking that somebody raised a point where when you get that pop-up, and now I don't know why they keep doing it, and it's always a problem with the building system as well. There's a big massive button there. Do you want to demolish? Like, why that button got to be so obvious? And the same with this Spark login bonus. There's a big, I don't know if it's a button or a check mark there. Ignore this message. Now, what happens if you accidentally misclick that? Are you done for that week? You can't reactivate that?
You're right. Because there have been this morning, when I did it right now, I almost clicked it.
Yeah. So I just don't know why they're going to make that so prominent and right in your face. Like, especially when you wake up in a bit of a haze and you see something and you're going to roll over and fat finger it. It's not cool, Magoo. But we'll see how that all pans out. So that's the wine of the week and the win of the week. Normally at this stage, we would do the UDU nodes around the grounds. I'm only going to really touch on Midtown Terrace United. And then Cheese, I think you're going to give us a bit of a rundown on what's happening with the Bronx. If you don't know, the UDU controls several neighborhood nodes as well as a bunch of mini nodes. But unless the node managers are on, we'll just kind of stick to our own patch, I think, unless there's something specific happening in the team or whatever. So Midtown Terrace at the moment is going gangbusters. We're at 44.7% build out, which if you look at I think Finsky posted on Twitter, the map, it might have been from Grumbridle or Steve's Discord servers that showed the map of San Francisco and the development, and Midtown Terrace just stood out because it's way above anything else in the surrounding areas of San Francisco as far as
so cool.
Development progress. So that's cool. I do have a massive UCC contract build ongoing with Midtown Terrace, and we're currently up to build 91 of 190. So a bit under 100 more builds to go, which is going to take us pretty much till this time next year. So again, for those that don't know, I contract out the development of my properties in Midtown Terrace to the UCC, and then I use my own private Spark to help other UDU members build within Midtown Terrace. And it doesn't even have to be UDU members. At the moment, I'm helping build an apartment building for a non-UDU member. So if you have property in Midtown Terrace and you want to get it built out, hit me up in a DM and I'll get to you at some stage. What's going on in the Cheesy Node, the Bronx?
So Cheesy Node, I had a contract with UCC. I still have it. I haven't forgot about you guys. I'm still doing it. I just had to take a bit of a break from it, but I got 2 of my apartments done. What I'm doing really is using all of my Spark, and there's like a few others that have been extremely good with like coming with me and to Spark on people. We've gotten so many people done. We're going to be done with an apartment in like a couple of days, and we just move right on to the next one. I've even had some strangers start building, which is always extremely nice. Let's see, I got one more property, which brings me to 72 out of 314. My goals are to get like at least 100, but we'll see. If Weston doesn't come out, then I'm gonna put all my stuff into kind of like making deals with some of the people that are there and see if I can get a few more big properties. I'm just about almost at 90% ownership within the UDU, all of us together. So that's really good.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know I checked the chart, like the graphs, and on the second highest built in the Bronx, I know only beaten by City Island, but they're having their troubles there as well. So I wish them good luck, but
yeah, that's community node thing. Like, and we've seen a long history of this. Like, what is it? The Sunset would be a prime example in San Francisco. Community nodes, while they can be reasonably successful in the short term, it's very easy to start a node. It's very hard to keep it together and see things through to fruition.
Yeah.
And Coops just said the City Island server died. So yeah,
I heard that as well.
and we know even the roller coaster we've been on in the UDU over the last year and a bit, you know, it's not easy. It's not easy staying cheesy.
It is not easy being cheesy. That's why you always need a number 2 and even a number 3 and 4. I like nodes. I like nodes that come up. I support them. But with the community nodes, you notice it's oh, we want it to be about the community, but I'm the boss and nobody can take it away from me, sort of thing. So it's weird. It's like I'm doing this for the community, so I'm better than you. But then nobody could take my spot because I'm the best.
But it can go the other way as well too. If you have a community node and it's too loose and nobody's kind of directing anything, well, it just goes nowhere and fizzles and dies too. So that's where it becomes a kind of tricky balancing act.
Yeah, but I mean, if the owner is like, I'm out, peace, but I'm not giving this to anybody.
yeah. Just pump and dump madness almost.
Pump and dump.
All right. Is there anything else happening in the team? I think it's pretty smooth sailing at the moment, isn't it? We do know Mercedes selling a few more internally of the Strupwood node. And I kind of joke that he's going to be the first UDU node manager that doesn't own any properties in his node. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, other than that, pretty smooth sailing. Now we have been hit up for like, how do we get involved in the UDU? And Cheese and I dived into this in depth in the Wine and Cheese in the Metaverse show, but we'll kind of gloss over that a bit now. Our onboarding has been shut down. Our vetting procedures are shut down for the time being until we get out these membership NFTs, which again, we cover this extensively in the Wine and Cheese. So we'll only look at this very briefly, but, and anybody can go and check that out themselves. If you jump over to UDU World, you'll be able to see some of the membership NFTs, the very cool membership NFTs that our legend of the team, D-Tech, put together. So I'm just going to scroll through these very quickly. So that we have a series of different NFTs that are going to be, I guess given out is not the right word because we're not airdropping them. They're going to be accessible for the various tiers of memberships. So, you know, Sentinels, Acolytes. Yeah, we played around with this concept, and again, I'm not going to go blabbing on too much because we blabbed about it so much in the other show. But yeah, these membership NFTs is something that we've been talking about in the team since the team began. So it's going to be very cool to get those out and in the hands of our members. Did you want to touch on anything there, Cheese? When are we going to get those first ones out?
I know, I keep forgetting you need to throw a shoe at me for this, like, because I just finished the Easter. I did that real quick. I finished the Waffle Kitties. So I'm going to start. This should be something easy because it's just creating a new schema and getting them out. But yeah, just poke me today. I'll get the first out for the sovereigns and go from there.
Yeah, well, unfortunately I'm back to work today, so I won't poke you today. Yeah, I'm not 100% recovered from the vid, as you may have seen and heard me just coughing my guts up before. But yeah, back to work. The bills don't care if you're still not well. So, but yeah, we'll have to get at least the first lot of those out by the end of this week. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, I'll hitch up and remind you about that. One last thing to touch on, as like Cheese did in the Breaking Badly segment with a spotlight on a friend of the MBE, we're going to do a little bit of a spotlight on a UDU team member. Now, this is something that I used to do way back in the day when we used to do Who is UDU series, but we're just going to try and patch this in as a little bit of a segment. Today, we're going to be having a look at the Finn, Mr. Finsky.
Is he going to talk?
I don't think he will he?
Oh, Finn, come on.
That's all right. So I'll bring this up. There's the Finnman's avatar there. Bit of a story behind his custom Explorer. We might touch on that a bit later. So again, D-Tech did up some amazing art for him. And if you see my avatar in the Discords now too, kind of a crazy GIF D-Tech put together as well. So Finsky will be receiving this membership NFT, which is the Sentinel, which means he's UDU management. So that's pretty cool. That's the Finnman. Now I put this blurb together yesterday, and it does, by the end of it, it sounds a bit like I'm pimping him out to a dating site, which is kind of strange, but that's not how it was intended. So if you haven't seen, Finsky used to be known as Jerry Sode within Upland, but he was one of the people that managed to contact Upland and get his in-game name changed. So Finsky was finally able to become Finsky. He is a UDU veteran, being member number 6. And like I said, he's a current UDU Sentinel. Finsky was instrumental in setting up the UDU's member vetting system, and he leads the vetting team. Back in the old days when the UDU team was open up to the public, Finn was one of the people saying to me, this is not going to work out well. And he was constantly giving me feedback on how we can improve things. And eventually we ended up just taking pretty much all of his suggestions on board. And I think the entire team has benefited from that since. So cheers for that, Finn. Finsky currently has 12 properties in the Upland Genesis node, Midtown Terrace, and he has a wide range of properties in all of the other UDU nodes. And he's involved in a variety of additional node groups. So he's not only in the UDU, he's here, there, and everywhere. And you may have seen he has a very sexy looking full massive block in the Diamond nodes over in Oakland. So looking forward to seeing what he does there in the future. Finsky reached Uplander status on the 5th of February 2021. So he's been playing for a while. He's currently an executive with a net worth of a bit over 16 million. He's got touch over 1,000 properties, including 481 in Chicago and 367 in Los Angeles. So big gamble there in the tier ones, just as I did myself as well. So that's cool to see. He owns 5 small townhouses, 11 townhouses, and apartment. I had a look through his account yesterday. I was doing a bit of snooping, and he has a great mix of block explorers, including 2 custom one-of-one block explorers for him. So maybe I'll let him explain that story at some stage himself. That's quite an interesting one. And of course, like many people, he's got a bunch of structure ornaments, and he's got some legits. Now, some things you might not know about Finsky. He is a very well-traveled guy, and he actually was telling us he's just about to go on some more travels. That's kicking off soon. So good luck, Finn, and have a blast. And Finn loves getting off the well-beaten tourist paths and challenging himself to have unique experiences with regular people all over the world. I mean, he's been here, there, and everywhere. He's also a home renovation guru who like most folks in his part of the world, Finland, he loves to wind down in the sauna. So that's what I mean. It kind of sounds like I'm doing some dating thing. So if you want to check out Finn, check out @FinskyUDU on Twitter, or on Discord, he's Finsky #6489. So there we go. A little bit of a spotlight on the Finnman.
And he also has 15 in the Bronxdale node.
Yes.
I gotta pump my node.
Awesome. So that's it for the UDU team meeting.
Growing, waiting.